Hello and welcome to a fresh new episode of E-Time, and this week again we have with us a very special guest in our studio. A well-known and a very popular actor from the region, we have with us Ravi Sarma. Ravi, welcome to E-Time and thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
And it's a pleasure that you are with us in our studio. And Ravi, you started your career in 1999 with the movie Hiya Diania. So
Right.
how did movies happen? How did it all start?
Well, actually, I was into modeling,
Okay.
and I'm probably one of the first ramp models of Assam. So, Mr. Munin Burwa, he saw me somewhere, and then probably he saw a video that I've done in 1998.
Okay.
And then he saw me.
So
he wanted
basically,
me.
you started your journey from 1998.
Yeah,
Okay,
and then
okay.
he wanted me as an actor.
All
He was
right.
actually looking for a parallel character for a movie, Hiya Diania. So he made inquiries about me and found out that my mother is Bandana Sharma. She's also an actress. So he was pretty convinced that along with the looks, probably he also has a little acting in his blood. So won't be hard to train him. So he wanted me.
Okay.
So that is how Hiya Diania came into being.
All right.
And I was pretty sure I would quit after that because it happens usually that doctors' son or daughters never want to become a doctor because they've seen the bad part of the profession. So I never wanted to be an actor.
Okay.
So after I did my first movie, I thought I'd quit. But then the love of the people, the fame got into me,
Right.
and I stayed
And
back.
how was the experience? Because you had like, since you also said that you had no intention of being in this field, but
Absolutely.
it happened by
It happened.
chance. So how was the experience working for the first time, facing the camera for the first time?
See, I never had stage fright or camera fright ever because we come from a family where most of our family members are into acting and
Okay.
cultural stuff. So it was not very new to me. So then I was studying in faculty high school, and the school had hand trained us actually. So we were like just 300 students. It was a very small school. It started very small. So they trained us so well. We were made to do like we were made to read news in our assembly. So
wow.
those things helped us a lot.
And since 1999, you debuted with this movie, Hiya Diania. You have done numerous other movies. So which movie is closest to your heart? If I just ask you to name one particular movie, is there any such movie?
That's the toughest question I've ever faced in my whole life. You see, what happens is when we build a character, we work on it, we create a graph and things. It's like my baby.
Right.
So it's very difficult to choose, which son I love the most.
Absolutely.
So it happens.
Very well said.
Yeah,
very well said.
but it so happens there are certain characters that were pretty challenging. So I think doing justice to those characters was an achievement in itself.
These are the experiences in life, Ravi, which, I guess these things really help us build us in our lives.
Absolutely,
So
and
these are really
they teach you certain things
Right.
which will come in handy always.
Right, absolutely.
So I'm really grateful to him, and it's my ill fate that I didn't get to work with him for a long time. But that was a pretty beautiful experience.
Right. And Ravi, when you choose to, whenever you decide that you are going to do a movie, what is the first thing that what's the first thing in your mind, whether it's the script or the director or the cast? What's the thing that you first look for?
It's always the director
film?
first.
Okay.
Because even if you have a good script and you don't have a good director, it's going to be a disaster.
Okay.
So first is the captain of the ship, the director. Then comes the script. Script is like a constitution. And then I always check my character, the character that I'm playing, and how old is he, what's his profession. Then I start building the character. So that is how I always choose my roles.
And have you ever, like till now you have done so many movies, have you ever played or portrayed your dream role? What is, if I ask you, what is your dream role that you have always thought or dreamt of, that this is one character that I want to play? So have you had the chance or the opportunity to play that role, or is it still pending?
It's still pending.
Okay.
Still pending. I really love characters who retaliate, who's suppressed at the beginning and retaliates. This happens in most of the stories that we do. Most of the plots are almost the same. But the kind of, the treatment that I'm always looking for, it's still, I still hope it's yet to come. Here we have this, this theory called typecasting.
Right.
So once you have a good physique, you always thought of
That,
being
exactly.
doing a character
suitable for playing only certain kind of
certain
characters.
kind of characters.
Right.
Yeah, they limit you.
Absolutely.
So this should not be done actually, because we are actors. We are supposed to take shape and color of the character that we're doing. So if somebody doesn't want my physique, I can always shed. If somebody wants
Because,
me...
Ravi, we have also seen examples like these, just as you mentioned. In Bollywood, these things are like happening all the time. For a particular character, an actor needs to shed weight, and he is doing it within months. And again,
and I tell you, it is
right.
not very tough, I tell you. Once you have a good setup and a good planning, it is not very tough. See, we here, we don't do a part schedule. We hardly do a part schedule. We do it at one go. See, I don't think anywhere in this world movies are made faster than in Assam. We make a movie in 45 days, whereas they shoot for an action sequence for 45 days.
So we can see the difference.
We shoot for a song at the max 2 days, and they shoot for a song for 11 days.
Right.
See, when you think movies are related to dreams. When you dream big, only then can you attract people. You cannot have when you're into bodybuilding, you cannot have a sash written that you're under certain kind of quota. So even if you're skinny, they have to give you a title. Right. So that doesn't happen. So movies are big. Movies are dreams. Dreams are limitless. Now we have to think within limit, which limits us in all the ways actually. So I think creativity should be given the wings.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It truly deserves.
Right.
And
this is one such field where there's so much, scope for being creative. There's so much.
I find it so so embarrassing, and I'm pretty sad while I say so. But what's our contribution? What is Assamese Movies' contribution to the world? Just the certificate of existence and a few laurels, nothing more. We just have a certificate which shows that we are there, we exist, and a few laurels, not much more than that. Isn't it sad? It's pretty sad, I think.
It's pretty sad, but we can just only hope that in the very near future things change for good.
This is what I think. Why just hope? Why can't we work on it? We have to work on it actually, and for that we need to study, we need research, we need experimentation, and we need to take a little risk. And see what happens is, and there's one more thing missing. When you're paying somebody to do a character, so what do? You opt for the best. Not somebody you know personally.
Right, absolutely.
Not somebody who comes to your house, not somebody who brings gas cylinder to your home, but somebody who's capable, somebody who's best. But we don't do that. I'm producing a movie, so I want my aunt's daughter to be the heroine, whether she has it or not. This is damaging. It's pretty damaging.
That should stop. Now let's rewind and let's go back to the past, to your school days, to your college days. I'm sure our viewers would love to know how Ravi Sarma was back in those days.
I was a sportsman basically.
Okay.
So I loved sports. I was a mediocre student. I never got a first div in my life. Always a second division student, but on the higher side.
Okay.
And then I had my sports to give me confidence in whatever I did. And fortunately, I had parents who always supported me for my extracurricular activities. I have a brother who always had a pretty high expectation from me regarding anything. So when I was doing martial arts, he used to go and brag in front of his friends that his brother can kick at a height of 6.5 feet, 7 feet. So just because he said it, I had to,
demonstrate it to them.
So I had to practice. So I did practice, and I became good.
Wow.
So that was me. Diligent, hardworking, a little footloose, and then probably somebody who hated maths as usual.
Okay. Here's another person who actually I still hate maths.
I still do.
So maths and physics, these are the two subjects that I really,
These
really
are these are
hated.
these are these are weapons actually, you know.
Yeah.
These are weapons they use to kill students.
Right. Anyway, so what happened to sports? Are you still into sports?
I am a sportsman by heart always, though I'm 45 now. I was a national gymnast,
Okay.
a national athlete. I was a power lifter. I was an arm wrestler. Then I did a lot of things, a lot of adventurous sports in my life, like high diving and skateboarding and bike stunts and
Wow.
car stunts. So these were my favorite. And by heart, I'm a sportsman because I can take anything in a very sporting spirit. So once you know how to take your losses, there are very much chances that you win. So this is how I've learned my life. And then I was pretty naughty. It so happened one day, I got slapped by the teacher. Came back home, my face had a mark.
Okay.
My dad got pretty furious
It
when
was
he
such a
came back
tight
home.
slap.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was such a tight slap.
Okay.
So he was pretty furious, and he came to, what happened to you? I said, teacher, he slapped me. I said, this should not be done. Come. And he, took me on a scooter. We went to school. I was pretty happy. My teacher's going to get bashed today.
Right.
Or probably he's going to get scolded. So I was made to stand outside. He went inside. My father went inside, talked to the teacher, came back and gave me left and right.
Oh, God.
So then
All right.
everybody inquired, why did you beat him up?
Huh.
The teacher said, he jumped from one building to the other.
My
There was a 6-story
God.
building,
Yeah.
and I had jumped from one building to the other. So those were the kind of things that I did.
Okay.
I came home with a part of my finger in
And
the other
you were
hand.
in which class at that time?
I was in class 5, probably.
Oh, God.
5. I was in class
Oh, my
5.
God.
So I was pretty naughty, and there were times when I fell unconscious because of certain stunts that I wanted to do. So that was the naughty me actually, and my dad and my mom had a terrible time bringing me up. I tell you.
That is like, I can understand. I mean, they had always this thing in their mind that, okay, we are sending our son to school. I don't know what he's going to do today.
And this is what's haunting me today. You see, now I'm thinking that if I know me well, and I know that my son's going to be like me, I'm dead.
Okay, so Ravi, you just shared your story from your school days, how you jumped from one building to the other. So when now in today's whenever you do any movie and whenever there's a stunt scene, so do you do it yourself?
Of course,
You do it
I've
yourself?
never used a stuntman in
Wow.
my life. In fact, there was this incident when I was doing a movie called Iman Moram Kyo Lage. The director, Mr. Alok Nath, he was a pretty good director, and he's like an elder brother to me. So there was this stunt, where we would, have two vehicles going side by side in a straight road, on a highway. So the protagonist character was supposed to, abandon the gypsy he was driving and then climb onto a truck which was laden with stolen wood.
Okay.
So this sequence was there, and we had an argument for 2 days. I said I wanted to do the stunt myself. I don't use a stuntman, and he said he wouldn't let me because he said if you die or anything happens to you, what will happen to my movie? I said I don't care. I want to do it. So finally, he had to omit that scene.
Okay. So basically that scene was like completely cut from
Yeah,
the...
completely cut from it,
Okay.
because
so that
I-
you're not... That means you're like absolutely not allowed to do that scene.
I was not allowed to do that
Okay.
scene, and I was head-bent on doing it. Like, I really believe in one thing, when you die, you die. You don't die every day thinking you'd die.
All right, that's amazing stories that you shared with us, and thank you so much. I mean, we got to know so much more about you through these stories from your past and from all about all your experiences in movies. And now, if I ask you, Ravi, what is the one thing that you really miss from your past? What are the things or the people? Are there any people or any particular things
It's
that you
always,
really?
that has always been my father. He died pretty young, at the age of 57. So he's the only thing that I miss. Rest are all history, and I love it as a part of history, but not my dad. See, what happens is he worked pretty hard bringing us up, and then we started earning. So when it was our time to pay him back, he left. So that is the only thing, only strong thing that I miss, because he was the wind beneath my wings. Actually, he helped me fly. I didn't want to join movies. I told you.
Right.
There were two reasons. One is pretty funny, the other one's pretty serious. The pretty serious one is that I didn't like shooting, because I know the same shot was done over and over again. It was pretty boring and thing. Second was that I never wanted to put lipstick.
Okay.
So I was pretty, pretty embarrassed, thinking, what would I tell my friends when they'd ask me, the lipstick laune ki? What would I say? Do you really have to take lipstick? And what if my assistant comes and tell me, Dada, your lipstick is like it's finished, we need to buy a new one in front of others. Pretty embarrassing for a man. So
Obviously, yeah.
those are the reasons why I didn't
Yeah,
want
right.
to act. Then my father told me a beautiful thing which inspired me. That is, he said, have you observed great actors like Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, Marlon Brando? Have you seen one thing, that they are good, they are not just good actors, they are great personalities. And great personalities are people who are ready and equipped at any time.
Okay, so Ravi, we'll continue with this conversation, but right now, viewers, we have to take a short break here. We have lots more to talk to Ravi Sarma. Stay tuned and be with us. Welcome back, viewers, and we are still in conversation with Ravi Sarma. Well, Ravi, so tell us what are the things or the projects that are keeping you busy these days?
Well, I have a few movies in the pipeline. As I told you, I'm pretty, careful about the script.
Right.
So there's one movie which has been shot, one schedule has been done. We're waiting to shoot for the next schedule. That's Joker.
Okay.
Joker is a suspense thriller. And then there's another movie which I'm going through the scripts. Actually, I'm sitting with the director.
Okay.
So that is yet to be done. And there's another movie coming up which I'm planning on. That is Raghupati. Raghupati is a 45-year-old father who actually depicts or represents Sri Ram.
Oh, wow.
Why do we need Raghupati? We need Raghupati to vanquish Ravan. So Ravan died long time back. Ram killed him, but there are a lot of Ravan coming up
Right.
today. So to vanquish them, we need to give birth to Raghupatis. So Raghupati is the name of the title.
Okay.
And so I'm working on it. These are the three projects, and of course there are a few small projects that I'm working in.
And these three films that you just mentioned about,
Yeah.
can we expect them in this year or early
No,
next year?
no, next year.
Next
Next
year.
year.
Okay.
I'll probably
Looking
finish shooting by
forward,
this year.
definitely
Thank you
looking
so
forward.
much. I need all the blessings. And otherwise, these days, I am more into talk shows and interviews, which shows that I've got no work.
No, absolutely not. That doesn't suggest that at all. Anyway, do you watch movies?
I really do. I love
Okay,
watching
and
movies.
what are the type of movies that you would like to watch?
I love, talk about classics, those are different. Old movies which had songs, because that's typical Indian movie and that is to be appreciated. But later on, I somehow don't know, I have this, I just simply cannot tolerate movies with songs.
Okay.
So that disturbs me a lot.
Why?
Because,
Why so?
see,
Because,
the choreographer is also a director, and there cannot be two directors in a movie. Either the song is done by the same director who directs the movie, or there has to be no song, or it might be a, you know, it might be a portrayal of the mood, so that does not have to go with lip syncing.
Okay.
See, I'm playing a very reserved character who doesn't even talk to my father openly, and the next moment you see me singing a song and dancing around trees with a girl. That doesn't justify somehow.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. So this is something which I
Okay.
really can't tolerate.
Okay, we
I
understand
watch
that.
a lot of English movies because they think wide, and in regards to making movies, they're God. They can do anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They can do anything. There's no limit, absolutely. So those movies inspires me because I always think of doing movies with new twists and turns, different plots, different experiences.
Well, Ravi, we would have loved to talk more with you, but we are running short of time and we have to wrap this edition. But thank you so much for being with us, for being with E-Time, and it's a pleasure having you on our show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right, viewers, so that's it, and it's time to wrap up this edition of E-Time. Have a great week ahead. This is your host, Amrita. Thank you for being with us.